So as you can see here, pay attention to this because this is a really cool feature that we have. And these are found in each of the rooms, except for the bathroom, because obviously you need some privacy in the bathroom while you put it in there. So it's in the living room and the bedroom. So this light flashes for each of the 3 devices you can see on the right. So when somebody is in the vestibule and they come into the front, like I said before, there's that screen and they can press to the resident. That will flash red, so they know that someone's in the vestibule. The doorbell flashes green. So suppose we're across from each other and somebody needs to borrow something. Who knows, sugar, I'm not sure. But they just want to borrow something quick and they just press the doorbell. This will flash green, and I will be able to see it from inside my apartment. Now the bottom one is blue, and it flashes for the phone. That way you know when your VP is ringing, so your video phone is ringing. That way you know you can go and answer the call. So these are some really nice visual features that deaf people can use every day. It's good to remember that it's visual and accessible for deaf people. This is something that I stress often for people. Not all hearing people understand this, so in the future, this is a possibility, say that your hearing depletes, and this will be a benefit for all of you. You start noticing the older you get, the higher volume you need for the TV, say. You can't hear when people knock at your door. But when there's a light, then you're able to benefit. Just letting you know, when your hearing depletes, you'll need to remember these things. Visual is the best. Hearing people don't always think about this because they rely on their hearing. They don't rely on their sight as much. Deaf people really enjoy this open concept. It's something that we're hearing more and more, and also hearing people are incorporating into their lifestyles as well. The design for each room is set up this way. That way, if you're in the kitchen, you can still talk to people that are in the living room or in the hallway. It's such an important asset and aspect to have within the room. Also, we have the lights hanging up higher. If you're in your sight vision, you can't see. So we raise them up. And this way, if you're around the room or in a different room, you can still see and not have to have that blocking your vision. Hearing people enjoy this too. It's not only for deaf. Maybe if you're sitting down eating, things are in the way, like candles, restaurants, deaf people tend to move those things out of the middle of the table. That way they can talk and sign around it and still visual. The centerpieces just sometimes are inconvenient. So now I'm going to show you what the living room looks like. It's not closed in. There is room for your elbows. The lights are clearly visual on this wall, as you can see up here. Deaf people tend to see that the visual light is too high. I know some complaints that we get is that it could be lowered, but we're working on it. We're always making adjustments and taking those complaints into consideration. Next is the bathroom. It is large for that elbow room again. It's nice. All of the bathrooms are large. None of them are small. This reason, it's wheelchair accessible, and that's important for all of them. You never know what they might need in the future, so that way the design is set up. So Water Tower View's building is an L shape. Has everybody noticed that? Everyone seen this classifier I'm using? The L right here with the pointer finger and my thumb. The community room is here. And then on the other side is the bathroom. And then at the top there is finally So here's a great visual I'm just trying to show everybody and explain. Down this hallway, which I'm pointing, in front of the community room, that is a large bathroom, and it's a washroom. They have a tub inside and a shower, so this is very accessible. Down the opposite hallway, we have just a shower. There is no tub included. It's a walk-in shower. So when you walk into Water Tower View and you look straight ahead, there is a tub and a shower. If you are turned the opposite direction and go down that hallway, there is only a shower. Everyone got it? Oh, right there, yeah. Good for all of you guys to think about, imagine, understand. Did you have a question? Why do you have a shower on the outside of the room? You said there was a walk-in shower opposite of the office, is that correct? I'm just trying to give you a visual of if my office is here and you go down that hallway, that wing, those units all will include that shower and that type of bathroom. So all of those units and the floors above them on that wing. If you go down the opposite wing, those are the kind of bathrooms, showers that has. So this wing has what? Who's got it? Who's got the answer? Yep, this hallway. So remember the L shape. This hallway has what? And then my right arm has all the ones with the tubs. So those how the wings differentiate. We got that understanding? Yep, and then there is the community room. Right, very good. Yay! Perfect. Fantastic. Typically, deaf do use a lot of classifiers. That way you can visually see and understand, figure out where you're standing, how your perspective is, and what you are looking at. So from my perspective, I have to think about what I'm using and classifiers are using. Great practice for you guys to pick up on visually. Now I want to add in, I'm sorry, I think I just poked myself in the eye a little bit. Hold on. Dang it, I hate when I do that. So this is all state-of-the-art amenities that we have on this slide. I'm really sorry. So these are all state-of-the-art, and each unit has this. So the light, as you can see in the top over here, there is 2 light switches. One is for the garbage disposal.
Oh, okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
So one is for the garbage disposal. So that's what that switch does. And the light comes on, so you know that it's on. You would hate to turn it on and not finish the garbage, so you always need to remember to turn off your garbage disposal so you do not burn out the motor. The same concept with the 2 light switches is in the bathroom too. This way, one is for the exhaust fan and one is for the light switch. The light shows if the exhaust fan is on or not. You're not able to hear something if it's still on, but you can see the lights to know if you left the light on or not. Once again, I really want to stress everything needs to be visual within these units. Hearing is not the most accessible. The fire and smoke alarm is in all of the units as well, and the hallways. The strobe light flashes so everyone knows that they need to evacuate if something is happening, and also right here is where the water will spew out of. Down here is the oven light. Instead of being able to feel if the oven is on or not and that air vent, the light is on. That way you know if the vent is on or off, if the light is flashing on or off. Some people sometimes use a type of string to hang down when you can notice, because if the vent is blowing, then the string will blow, and they can use that visual cue. But this is a lot easier and a lot more accessible and visual. This is also within the kitchen. I also use this at my house. When the contractors were finished building Water Tower View, and they made the kitchen, so you're taking the contract from the blueprints, and there's basically skin and bones, like a skeleton. As the building progresses and builds, it becomes a full body, as if the human body would be. So really, before people moved in, there was a lot of renovating that had to be done. The construction supervisor needed to speak with me and see that every amenity and aspect was carefully placed and installed. For example, we had smoke alarms that were for hearing people. There was not light, and they had just forgotten. They forgot that they needed the light, so they had to go back and add the light to all of the units. That was $28,000 was the cost for that total reinstallment. That's a lot of cash. It's really important for people to see first before you go ahead and just put everything in. The hearing people didn't realize all that was needed, and they were really surprised when they had to go back and redo that. Are we going to switch?